So you're one of the most famous VC in Silicon Valley. Yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And so how do we got 450 candidates this year, as you know, because you went through them one by one. How do you see the level generally in this competition this year? Is it better than last year? Is it Silicon Valley style, or is it not as good?
No, it was great. I mean, I was thinking about it. In a very short period of time, it was sort of a microcosm of my life in a year. So in a year, in my inbox, in my email, I get 1,000 companies sort of, hey, would you like to look at our business? And of those 1,000, I narrow it down to about 100. And those 100, I say, oh, these 100 are interesting, and I spend an hour meeting with them. And of those 100, then I probably spend more time with maybe 20 of them. And then of those 20, maybe you get down to 3 that you propose funding. Yeah, so then you have, okay, those 3, and then maybe you fund 1 or 2 of those 3, right? And we did exactly the same thing here. We had, we had 500 startups. We brought it down to 100 really great businesses. And then we brought it down to 16 that got to compete yesterday. And the level of those 16 was fantastic.
Was it?
I mean, I think that, all of these companies are early stage. They're trying new things. They're just getting started. But but the opportunity, if these things are successful, they will change the way that we interact with the world. They'll change the way we drive our cars. They'll change, as you'll see today, they'll change the way we eat our meals, and that's great.
You shouldn't disclose that yet.
Oh my! Oh, I don't know anything about that.
And you have so same level as Silicon Valley.
I mean, I think that the best startups around the world are all great companies that have the capacity to be big, interesting businesses, right? So the best startups in this competition will become big, interesting businesses, and in the same way that the best startups in Silicon Valley have the capacity to be big, interesting businesses. So that will be fun to see.
Should we invite our judges to join us?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so we worked on having, for awesome companies, an awesome panel of judges. I have to say we had to save them because they could not walk to the plenary. And I can't believe we have them here. We tried to have like the best of Europe. We of course failed. You can't have the best of Europe on one stage. But I think we're very, very close. So let me welcome the panel of judges. Please all come on stage at once. Xavier Niel, the deputy chairman of Iliad Free. We have Jacques-Antoine Grandjean, who is the founder and CEO of VentePrivée.com. We have Jean-David Blanc, who is the founder of Allociné and an entrepreneur now. We have Pierre Kosciusko-Morizet. Please have a seat. We have Brent Overman of Last Minute and who is also an investor, MyDeco. We have Marc Simoncini, who is the founder and CEO of Mythic. Please have a seat. I don't even know if we can sit you all. Have a seat. No, il n'y a pas d'ordre. It's just, no, there is no order. Welcome, guys. So you've all had, can you believe we have them all here? I don't know if you realize, for those of you who are not Europeans, but this is pretty cool. Thank you all for joining us. So should we move to the...
Let me get a picture. You do what you're going to do, and I'll...
I might. This is not a Q&A of them, but Xavier Niel, it took me 6 years to have Xavier on stage. Thank you, Xavier, for joining. So I might do some Q&A in between, but I guess we should start with the companies first. Are we ready for that, David?
Are we ready? So here's what we're going to do. Yesterday we had each company come out. They spent 5 minutes describing their business. They then were questioned for 6 minutes and from a great group of judges. And then we picked these 3 finalists. And so you get the best of the best. You are the best of the best. You get to judge the best of the best. So in no particular order, we're going to bring those 3 companies out and let them tell you about their business. So the first company, this is the other thing that I think is great, Loic. In this competition, we had people from around the world. So the applications came from everywhere, including Silicon Valley. And the finalists in this competition are all from Europe and all, that's not true. They're all from around the world, but no Americans made it to the finals, which I think is fantastic. No offense, America. And so the first company is from Switzerland, and they're presenting their product, which is called Paperly. So come on out and tell us about Paperly.
Love generation. Come on.
Some music. Hello, everybody. Just wait that the
we're a little
image
too
comes.
fast. It's our fault.
You know, we're Swiss, so this is why we're late.
You get 10 seconds
All right,
more.
Paperly. With Paperly, everyone is a publisher. And everyone can turn Twitter and Facebook into online newspaper. This is the Paperly story. So I'll tell you why we did it and how we're doing it. Why? Iskander, can you search for social media on Twitter? All right. So you see the result, an endless stream of content. Very certainly there's extremely interesting content in there and extremely interesting people, but hard to get. Could we change this way to show the content? We search for social media on Paperly. So this is what we're doing. Now you have a social newspaper around social media on Twitter. What we do, we follow all these links. We analyze semantically the content behind these links. For topic extraction, we organize the paper. We publish this paper back. Once created, this paper, you have topic sections, so the content is organized into topics. The tweets or the Facebook messages are replaced into context. We are archiving the papers, the headlines of these papers, so that you can browse back in time, and we are organizing search inside this very community of people who has been involved around social media on Twitter. Once created, this paper is automatically updated every day or twice a day or once a week, up to the editor-in-chief to decide. And you can create papers around tags, words, your account, Facebook messages, complex search string, whatever. Where are we now? We have more than 100,000 papers created. We are operating Paperly in alpha mode for only 4 months without any communication marketing. We are on the range of 1,000 new papers created per day. We're used in 200 countries, and we've passed the 2 million uniques right now. This is what we're doing. Esk?
So, now that you know that Paperly enables everyone to become a publisher, I'll share a little secret with you. We expect millions of users to start curating their news social style for themselves, but also for others. How are we going to get there? We see a couple of milestones ahead of us. One is geographical expansion. We're looking to make Paperly proficient in other languages, such as Japanese and Chinese. We're currently establishing relationships locally to help us do that. 2 is make Paperly multi-device. So support for smartphones, tablets, such as the iPad, will be forthcoming. 3 is launch premium features, which will enable users to take ownership of their paper, do more with it, including making money out of it. And 4 is opening up our platform to integrate third-party services, which are really already knocking on our door. These include ad networks and traditional media. We will also be supporting other feeds, such as outside of Twitter and Facebook. Now, a quick word about the competition. Our good friend Brian Solis recently put us in a new area of his social graph called social curation. So this means that the competition landscape is currently being defined as we speak. I think our main advantage is our user base, as well as the absolute ease with which users can create content pages which are automatically updated every day for them. All right, Ed?
So the problem is that we are a tiny team. We're only 6. The good news is that we were 3 months ago, so we're growing. The message to you guys is that we are hiring. So if you want to join this initiative, please send us an email, info@smallrivers.com. We are energized by the traction this service is generating right now, as Iskander said, not only from the user side, but also from a lot of different potential future partners. This is absolutely great, and we had good fun to be here at LeWeb. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
People.
Thank you.
Wow. You had 30 seconds more. So questions? We'll give them to you as questions. David, you want to try for the questions?
I'll leave it to the panel if they have anything. I think that this idea of social mediation is interesting and important, but I think that the big question is, can you bring artificial intelligence to bear on this? I know you can't come from a research center. Is that what was the inspiration, and how are you going to solve this problem?
Yeah, this is a very good question. The intelligence we are currently using in it is semantic analysis intelligence. So we know extremely well a group by what they have shared in terms of content. We will be able to make the paper even more efficient because of this. We see that this particular group in a paper is more reading this type of stuff, and this will be very interesting to us to leverage this. So you're right, artificial intelligence per click and behavior inside the paper. This is somewhere we want to go.
I think we have a question here from Jacques-Antoine Rangeon.
Yes, hello. Just tell us how you make money with this system. How do you have turnover and how to invoice your customers?
Well, if we tell you, we would have to kill you afterwards. But no, currently we're trying out advertisement on the paper, which is pretty logical. Advertisement, newspaper. Obviously, we're looking at making that much more efficient. But we're also looking at the premium feature, as I said. So being able to launch premium features that will allow users to do more with their papers, maybe for a monthly fee, for example. So these are the things which are being tested out right now. I think there are some very clear signs that something will work.
How many users accept to pay or to upgrade on premium and the percentage?
How many users?
Yeah,
will do
how
that?
many percentage of users will accept to pay on premium?
Hey, your guess is as good as mine.
No,
I mean, it's difficult to say. Right
today
now we haven't launched it. No, today
paid.
everything
today
is free.
It's free. So it's a free
But
website.
we have a lot of user feedback asking for these kind of things. So we count on the users to help us define a bit the way forward.
And in your business plan, what's your expectation? You don't have any business plan.
Business plan.
Business plan.
Yes, in 12 months, yes, but then it's really,
without
it's
any
another
premium
world.
revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
The content is made by others, right?
Correct.
Do you expect any problems with them? That some editors would say, we don't want you to grab our content?
No. So you mentioned in the fair use issue, we're not displaying the content. We're not displaying the content itself. We display the article and we lead traffic to these guys. So we receive, very interestingly, the first to have reacted was these traditional media partners, loving what we were doing and asking us if we were able to do something similar for them. So
the reading experience happens at the source. I mean, we're just basically a content discovery tool. So we, just like Google, we would show the title, the short extract of the text, and you would read the article that you would be interested in at the source.
Yeah, you work as an aggregator, right? And some aggregators have problems with content owners. That's my point. Do you expect to have, or do you do zero? Or?
No, this is the fair use problem. We're leading traffic to them. We're not stealing the traffic. So bloggers who are also loving us, for this reason, sometimes their blog are more read, their post through the service than it could be in a normal life. So yeah, but this is something we've addressed. Yeah, of course.
I'm seeing you more and more in my Twitter stream, which is great, but I'm not clicking on it enough. Any idea of how many people are clicking, or what percentage of people are clicking on it when they see it, or what else you could do to improve that?
And that's going to be the last question.
Yeah. 97% of the traffic is coming from Twitter. It means that a lot of people are clicking on these messages sent by users.
But anything you can do better on that? I mean, is that...
Yeah, the 3% more.
Yeah.
No, that 3% more would mean you're getting no traffic from anywhere else, so that would be not necessarily better.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, so you don't know the rate at which people are clicking, but is there anything you could do in the future to show us that you can make it an even better business?
Yeah, they are sharing their papers a lot, users, and we encourage them to do even more on a content level and an archive level. So yeah, this is something very important for me.
All right, thanks so much, Paperly.
Thank you
Let's
very
hear it
much,
for Paperly.
So we have a jingle that we should be careful. So you should introduce a second company, but then we wait for the little.
And then there's a thing.
Yes.
All right.
Please announce it, and then we'll.
All right. So the second company comes to you directly from your hometown here in Paris, France, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but I'll do my best. It's Super Marmite.
Ouais.
Love generation. Love generation. Come on.
So hello everybody, I am Olivier, I love LeWeb and I love cooking. Yeah. And my confit canard is said to be one of the best of the area by my neighbors who rated it on Super Marmite. Super Marmite, a website we created with two friends of mine, Mark and Cyril, to help people share great homemade food. The idea came 7 months ago. It was evening. I was leaving office very late, and I was hungry. And moreover, I was living alone, and I knew my fridge was empty. An easy solution would have been going to a fast food restaurant like McDonald's or Doner Kebab or Chinese catering, but I wanted something different, something healthy, more personal, something cooked with love. And I thought about my area and all the people cooking in the neighborhood. There were, without any doubts, many hundreds of meals being prepared just around me. And among these meals, for sure, there was the one that I wanted, a delicious pot-au-feu. And if the cook would have prepared some extra helpings, I would have loved to prepare it. What I would have needed is a kind of menu with all the meals being prepared around me. I could have chosen the one I wanted, order it, and then I just would have needed to pick it up and enjoy my meal. Well, it's LeWeb. I've got good news. It's now possible with Super Marmite, the social marketplace for homemade meals. So I'm hungry, so let's have a look at this website. On Super Marmite, people who cook can post their meal and propose them to the community. On the Google map, I can see the menu of my neighborhood. Here I got some lasagna or a parmentier de saumon au potimarron. Also some desserts like this cheesecake. It's like in a very good restaurant when you don't know what to choose because everything looks awesome. But I will get tempted by this gratin d'aubergine. So I go to the cook's page. I see the ratings. It got by other members of the community. I also see that it got good comments. It's important. And so I will order 2 portions. And then I can share it on Facebook as my friend can join the meal. And I order and get all the information to take the meal at the cook home. So you see, it's really easy and simple. And the service, and what it's essential, is not only an online experience, but also it enables sharing real services in real life between real people. And I can guarantee you that the gratin d'aubergine was delicious. So thank you for the cook. But now let's talk about the business. For the cook, it's a way to be valued and gain reputation among the community, but it's also a way to earn extra money. When a user orders a meal, he pays a participation fee to the cook. And Super Marmite can take a 10% commission. But if the cook has subscribed our premium offer, he will get all the participation fee. Another important aspect of the project is the community. The community and community growing is at the heart of our business. The site was launched only 2 months ago, and we already have more than 3,000 members, and we expect to reach the tipping point in the coming 12 months. For that, we work on the product development, on improving the experience, and signing partnership with startup and citizen groups that already created social local networks all around the country to begin with, and in other countries like Spain, Italy, UK, Germany, and soon in the US. But this project is also a team project, so I want to present you the drivers of the Super Marmite van. There is me as a CEO, Cyril, a great Ruby on Rails developer as our CTO, who is always also passionate of Thai food, and Mark, Mr. Community, who manages the community and who loves sharing his ratatouille every Sunday. A last announcement, if you want to taste my confit canard on next Saturday, go fast. I only have 5 portions, so I'm waiting for you. Thank you very much.
All right, Olivier, it sounds like you're the crowd favorite at the moment, but don't count your chickens. I have a very simple question because I am an American. What is a marmite?
Yeah, in France, it's the kind of dish where you cook grist meals. We have a problem in UK because it means also another thing, which is very controversial, but we can adapt the name if we want to go to other countries. We're thinking about that.
All right. Anyone from the panel? Questions?
I guess since we're sitting in Paris, the heart of food, the question is really about your internationalizing and how will the British, for example, take to this? Do they love their food enough?
I don't want to make a polemic. I think in each country, if there are specificities, there are people who like these specificities as they live in this country. So, but it's also, I would like to add something because it reminds me a good way to see the service. For example, if you are American, you go to Paris, and you want to have a particular experience of French food. Who makes the better French food if it's not the French at home? Yeah, it's a way to have real local food with real local people. So it's a way to think out.
So
yeah, I have a very basic question. I have the feeling that in the delivery food, most people are delivered and do not go to pick up the food, even though it's much cheaper. So do you think that many people will like to go outside their home to get their food and come back? Isn't it a big issue?
I think we offer an alternative to takeaway restauration or delivering restauration, but it's also a human experience. So it's important to go to meet people and discuss with them about what they cook and how they cook that. And I think after work, when you want to have an experience with humans, it's a way to have that. And that's why I think people will be interested.
And are you a little afraid about the girls have to cook more than guys? Because if I browse profiles, I will probably buy my food on the girls.
Oh.
So yeah. Maybe it's a real danger for Mythic.
Yeah. So, the answer is on our community, there are a lot of men cooking, a lot of girls cooking.
But it may raise the question of safety. And so I'm wondering how you're thinking about both food safety and the safety of your cooks and the safety of the people buying the food. Have you thought about how to try and protect the community from things that could go wrong?
Especially in the UK for the food safety, it's a big issue.
But they have a special organism which is ready to accept that. But I will try to answer the question. Yeah, it's important, and we give a lot of advice on the way to cook. People are rated, and if there is a problem, we can identify it very quickly, and yeah. So.
All right, Olivier, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super Marmite. And now our last finalist from Israel. I bring you Waze.
Love generation. Come on.
Hello. Waze is trying to help people answer one question, and that is, what's the route I should take right now? What's the fastest way I can get from point A to point B given real-time road conditions? So we've created a social driving application that includes voice-guided turn-by-turn navigation, real-time traffic, road reports from drivers near you on the road, and a series of social features and gaming. We put this all together, and we'll just take you on a little drive now. So first of all, you want to see what's happening in real time. In this case, there's construction on the bridge. So we're going to find our way to the gym. And we'll see that it takes 17 minutes to get there, again, based on real-time conditions. And these are the alternate routes and what the ETA would be at that time. So we continue to drive. And you'll notice that this experience is different than what you're used to seeing on a TomTom. It's maybe a bit more optimistic. It's a bit more fun. And importantly, you can see other people on the road. So some of those people you see there, those are the other drivers. And that's where we're getting our information. The cupcakes and lollipops you see are part of the gaming features. We place these where we don't have fresh data. We get people to drive a little bit out of their way. They get points. And in exchange, we get the freshest data. You'll also see that there are speed traps listed there. There are reports. Primarily, it's passive. You just turn it on and drive. But if you are actually stopped, you can report on police, on hazards, and when you get to your destination, you can check into Foursquare, of course, and unlock your Road Warrior badge.
Turn right.
So we continue along, and another way that we incentivize people in this kind of gaming platform is through personal achievement. In this case, the person has driven their first 5 miles. But you can also get special road goodies if it's, for example, the first time you've driven 4 times in 1 week. So again, for us, it's not just the number of users, since it's all crowdsourced, but it's the amount of time they use it. Traditional navigation systems are only used when you don't want to get lost. In this case, it's something we want people to use every time they get into the car. This is a person who is driving down a road for the first time, so their icon turns into a Pac-Man, and they're literally paving the way as they get points. So what can we do to keep the application open as much as possible? Because every time they open it, we're getting the best data. We also have a social feature called Groups. Groups are a way to share along your commute routes
to get real-time traffic and road reports
specific information like along the way.
Sent right to your smartphone.
This is NBC
right.
in the US and Florida.
Well, now you can. You can go over to our website and click on traffic at nbc-2.com and download the Waze app. You can see it actually right here, a little download button right there that you can click on. And be sure to join the NBC2 group. You can also visit our homepage here to see what drivers have to say. A little bit ago, we saw somebody posting a little bit of slower moving traffic just to the north of I-75 right there at Martin Luther King. But that's all cleared up and things look good there. That's your NBC2 traffic alert.
And I just want to make it very clear that there's no texting while driving. All of the interaction that you see happens only when you're stopped. We can tell the speed, and driver distraction is a big issue that we're conscious of. So what you saw there is an answer to one of the questions about all crowdsourced models, which is, how do you get good enough information? How do you get enough information? Well, already in this amount of time, because of the level of frequency people are using the application and how they just have to use it passively, it's good enough to be used as a primary traffic segment on broadcast television. So that's where we're headed. In terms of real time, I'll just show you. That's Israel right now in real time. Those are Wazers, and this is Europe. These are all people right now on the road using the application. Last week, we hit 2.2 million drivers, and these people are averaging about 300 minutes in the service with the application open per month. So again, it's not just the number of users, which is very important, but how much they're engaged with the application. Because at the end of the day, it's about the value. We're working toward building a real-time location platform that's from all of that data, from all of the usage, and we're already monetizing that today in the form of data licensing of the navigable map, which we own. We own the entire stack, which is all created from those traces and timestamps, as well as the real-time traffic. We're moving toward a location-based advertising model as well, again, off of the same real-time location platform. And as an industry, we've gone from location-targeted to location-aware, and now we're trying to bring the industry toward location-guided. So with all of the knowledge we have about affecting behavior and affecting routes, we're applying that toward commerce, and we are just in early trials in Israel, and we hope to roll it out in Western Europe and the US within the coming 3 months or so, 2 to 3 months.
All right, thank you so much. Anyone? Questions for Waze?
Thanks. What is your model? It's a paid application or a monthly fee? Or?
No, it's free. This is one of the best parts. So with all the other applications you have to pay, this one is free for iPhone, Android, Windows Mobile, Symbian, and a couple of the BlackBerries. Again, distribution is the #1 driver for us. So.
Louis said, you don't understand free. You don't believe in free.
Free.
Free? What's for free?
I put Waze,
what does it mean? So?
Waze versus the TomTom for iPhone last night in Paris, and we won. Not only did we win on, the routes were pretty consistent, but the real-time traffic, it was incredibly accurate. I don't know if people in the car, the French guys from yesterday, but we were getting the real-time information. We got a ping in French from a local person asking about if a specific road was open or closed. I mean, it was an amazing comparison to watch TomTom versus Waze in Paris, which I had never used it in
I think
Paris
yesterday was easy because the answer was nothing was moving.
Yeah.
So that was...
Fair enough.
Just looking at what are the big opportunities and threats in terms of distribution? I mean, are there big distribution partners that could revolutionize your business, or that could be a big threat?
So primarily, one of the first successes we've had in trials with the media companies. So we're pushing on media. We're pushing on events and sport, particularly sport events. We had 1,000 people caravanning to Burning Man this year using the application, and that was phenomenal. So the event-based. We're obviously in communication with the automotive OEMs. So again, distribution is #1, but there are about 4 or 5 killer categories that we're already deeply pursuing.
Sorry, just am I right that you've just raised a huge amount of money? Have you announced it yet?
We announced it yesterday morning. No, it did not mean to coincide with LeWeb.
Isn't that dangerous? Sorry. Isn't that dangerous that so many things happening on the screen while you're supposed to drive?
So primarily for navigation, it's all voice guided. And so you just listen. Even when you see the speed traps, it will say to you, speed trap ahead. So the idea is when there is an issue, we'll either reroute you automatically or you can engage if you're stopped. Now, I don't think that we're as good as we could be, and I think as an industry we're all getting a bit better. I think when we start becoming more embedded into the car, that will be much better for safety issues, and also really, really driving voice more this year, both from speech recognition side as well, not just that way.
And it's only driving only, not walking or whatever.
Correct. I like the idea of multimodal transportation, but as a startup, we're really, really trying to focus, and it's driving right now.
How do you make the difference between a stop because of traffic or somebody who stops because he stops the car and goes shopping?
It's one of the great challenges, and I think that our algorithms are pretty sophisticated in making that distinction, but still it breaks down. For example, we had a number of taxi drivers using it, and it messed with our system because they're stopping and starting all the time, but they are driving. And so we're constantly tweaking those algorithms. But yeah, it's just something that we work on. But we have a historic database that is looking at the speed per road segment per 30-minute increments over per day of the week. And then we're comparing if you're going slower or faster than what we have on record, and that's one of the ways that we're drawing the traffic on the map.
And business-wise, what are your expectations? Selling the data out, or more advertising, or what?
Well, it's both. We're already making revenue, good revenue on the licensing side. And that's because we have good quality map and traffic data in some countries, so we can already monetize that. And then again, moving more toward the location-based advertising. I mean, we've all been waiting for location-based advertising for a long time, so we know that it's not going to be tomorrow, but we are very bullish on it being a year, 2 years, and we found a way to make money in the meantime.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Waze.
Wow. So I guess we have a bit of time to get some feeling from the judges. Do you allow me to do this, David?
Sure. But we don't want you to give away your vote. We just want your general view of things. So
right. No, you're the driver. But basically, we have some time to get this amazing panel of mostly the best French of Europe, except Brent.
But he speaks French, so it's okay.
So yeah, if you want to give some comments, but we don't want you. So the way it's going to work is you're going to leave the stage, all of you. Except Pierre, who is going to stay. We are doing a how to get acquired panel with the corp devs of Microsoft, Google, and Pierre that just sold his company, Price Minister, so on how to get acquired, while you will be discussing and debating who is the winner. So we don't want you to disclose anything here, but any remarks? Mark, you want to start? What did you think about those companies? And don't tell us your preference, but
no. I knew Super Marmite because it was on my pretty small TV show I made every day. So I know.
You are a TV show host now.
No. It's a 10 seconds TV show. It's not a TV show.
I see you on.
It's a Twitter show.
It's on iTélé, right?
It's on iTélé, yes. But I know these guys, pretty young and nice idea. I'm not sure there is a real business model, but we did debate about that. And I'm pretty impressed about the kind of GPS with traffic, but I have to test it. And Pepperly, Xavier is really pushy about it, so it will be complicated.
So we have to say that, David, you have to know also there are lots of disclosures here to be made. Because all of us guys now have their own 20 million euros fund, and which is great, by the way, for Europe, is that that's new, I believe.
It's in fact, I think the single most important thing for the very early stage startup culture in Europe is to start having gentlemen like these saying, look, I have succeeded at something that's extraordinarily hard, and I'm going to not only help you do it, but I'm going to give you money to do it. And we have that in Silicon Valley in huge scale, and I think that it will make a big difference in the coming years.
Exactly. This is, I think, it's the start. It's the start of a new era where we used to say all the engines are in Silicon Valley, and we have some power. You guys funded a company here. You did that, Xavier, right? Can you explain?
Yeah, I'm a shareholder from Pepper.ly, so
you can't comment on Pepper.ly, and you can't vote.
Sorry.
But can you explain? You have a fund. How many startups have you invested in?
I think this year about 100 in Europe, in the US.
100?
This year.
You invest in 100
about, yeah. It's not so much, I know. But next year, we think we can do more company.
100 is one every 3 days? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, two each week, about, yeah.
You invest in 2 startups, so you're like, it's normal. This is new.
This is not normal? No, really. No.
And you founded one last year during LeWeb, right?
Yeah. Only one? No, more than one.
Okay. So if you guys want to... No. Raise your hand if you want to get funded by one of us guys. Here you go.
No, so yeah.
What's your criteria for selecting?
It's only seed business. We do that with an old friend who's called Jérémy Bérébi. And we do that for a year, and we are still going on. And we are doing that in France, in Israel, in Switzerland, everywhere in Europe, and some company in the US also. So we do it really everywhere in the world.
And how much do you invest generally?
In the amount, it's about 100,000, I'm sorry, euro, about between, we can double, but this is the average amount.
One every 3 days.
We try to.
See, I mean, yeah, people should know that. Jacques-Antoine, you're doing the same, right?
So, what's interesting to me in America right now is that there's been this incredible resurgence of e-commerce that, for a while, we believed that e-commerce was done, that Amazon and eBay were the entire future of e-commerce, and you, in fact, changed that in many respects. And so I'm wondering if you see that now and you're trying to support this huge number of companies that are trying to address different pieces of that market.
I think when you say that e-commerce was out and it's coming out again, it's very wrong. We are just writing the first words of the introduction of what will be e-commerce and the world of e-commerce and the future. Commerce has 100,000 years, 150,000 years. E-commerce, it's not me that launched it. Maybe in France we are leader, but it's Amazon with Jeff Bezos in 1995. He started e-commerce. And we are just writing the introduction. And all the perspective and the possibility are huge because it's going to change the way people will, and we know that already, the mutation of the way people will act in the way of consuming. And it's just starting to, it's just the beginning. So everybody who wants to start an e-commerce company today, it will be successful as long as there is a nice offer and there is good service and it creates trust and desire. And it will be successful. You can sell everything. The market is huge in front of you, you have to take it. So that's what I think about e-commerce. It's just starting. Even Vente Privée. Vente Privée is just starting what we can do.
What's your revenue, Jacques-Antoine? Revenue? How much money?
With VAT, about 900 million euros.
So $1 billion?
Billion, more than $1 billion. And, yeah, exactly. Dollars is good, so I talk in dollars when it's good for us.
There you go. And how do you feel about, you have how many copycats? You have a lot of copies in the US. That's another thing which is new, David.
Yeah, that's right.
We used to copy the Americans. Now it's
now we're copying you.
It's true that the first company that was not that was invented in France and copied from the US. And in Palo Alto, they say, "Oh, were those French people who invented a business model? We didn't invent ourselves." So yes, copycat. We are very proud with Vente Privée that we invented the model. So we did that 10 years ago. And we have 300 copycats all around the world.
But Groupon is not a copycat of Vente Privée.
No, Groupon is doing what we are doing, but they're doing very good, and they are from IT, and they are very good IT structure, and they develop very quickly, and they have a crazy market.
You say
Groupon? But we are doing.
So you're gonna take it all.
No, we're doing it our way. It's smaller, but we do a lot of deals and more, and we are ready for local deals.
I just want to get that straight. Groupon is a copy of Vente Privée.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
But
how about Walmart? No,
Walmart is no, Amazon is a copy of Walmart.
Wow.
But what about copycats? Which is so the message should be today that when there is a good idea, that's so many copycats, and I'm sure there's a lot of brain and intelligence here. And the good thing is to invent things that will change the way people live in this world or change small things in the world. And there is a boss of Zappos, Tony, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Zie, and he's in his bus, he's talking about delivering happiness. And he'll say to all his employees, every day try to do just a little thing to change the world. And here you have enough brains and enough capacity and enough finance people to invent new ideas, and not only copycats that will work with more advertising, and nobody we can afford all advertising on all the sites. So there will be few success with copycats. There will be only 1, 2, 3 big leaders in each sector, so I don't believe much in copycats. So inventing and creating and innovating, and that's using the tools like geek people that are here are inventing, but tools are only tools. Behind tools there has to be reality, commerce, catalogs, offers, consuming, desire, brands, and so on. That's why it's only the beginning with the tools you're creating. If you have any developers who want to work at Vente Privée, please call me.
No, they don't want to work for you. No, Jacques-Antoine.
Oh,
no.
sorry.
No, Jacques-Antoine. Okay. These are entrepreneurs. They want to raise money
they
from
want
you.
Your
They
money.
don't want to work for you.
They want your money.
You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say if you want to work for me. You should say, can I? If you want me to
How
invest.
can I work for you?
We want Europe to start businesses, not work for you.
I agree. Sorry, I try. I'm looking so desperately for developers because, I'm not a geek and don't understand anything you're making. So I'm desperate about this. So every time I can say that, I say that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mark, yeah. Mark, you want to say, you have a fund too, right? Now
Yeah.
you have, how much? 200 million?
Well, it depends how much I will have to fund. It's that kind of, I take money and I put it.
But you launch your own fund and...
I don't have anything to do with my money.
You sell some shares and
when I need, yeah.
When you need.
That's it. I have one advantage to be listed, is to be able to sell if I need.
What's the market cap of Mythic now?
$500 million. It's half of the turnover of Jacques Antoine. It's pretty small. It's still a startup. So
Those guys compete. It's like how big is your
value?
So what's your criteria to invest? Like in the room, like when you walk away, by the way, you won't be able to walk. You have to know. My introduction was you have to follow them everywhere they go, so you will have to save you. We won't let you out from the back. You'll have to go through the room. So what's your criteria? If someone here wants to raise 100,000 euros from you tonight?
Now, honestly, I plan to fund businesses where I had a significant stake in order to help them and to participate to the development. So I wanted to stop after 20 funding, and at least it's complicated. I think it's really complicated to fund 20 companies, to promote the guys. I will spend time with them, to help them, because they phone you 10 times a day. And there is very few businesses I want to fund, so I prefer to launch businesses now. So we change a little bit the model, and we start to launch businesses from scratch. We take 51% of the company. We share with the guy who has the idea, and we launch the business, and then it's a little bit different. That's where we want to go now.
All right, well, gentlemen, I think we have a job ahead of us. We have to go pick some winners. So if you'll accompany me to the back, we're gonna let the next panel run while we go debate in the back.
And we will see you back in half an hour after the panel. And we can applaud them, yeah, those guys.